Man, oh man, what's up? Oh, what's up? We are on the air. Oh man, what's going on, my man? What's going on, peeps? What's going on? What's going on? I don't know how many times I could say that. I'm totally freaking. I just got these glasses like last week, bro. And it was totally expensive, and I just freaking dropped them on my goddamn on the floor, which wouldn't be bad because it's carpet, but the base was laying there, and bam, right on the freaking base. So God forbid I scratched the goddamn lenses already. I had them for a freaking week already, and they're already getting banged up. I swear to God, I'm horrible with this shit. It's fucking ridiculous, man. Now I'm all paranoid. Hold on, peeps. Let me get it. Let me get it together. Let me get it together, man. In the meantime, chug your chest up to the wood, like James Cagney would say. Anybody out there know James Cagney? Throw a thumbs up. Give me a like if you know James Cagney. How about Humphrey Bogart? He was a bum, but Cagney was the best. So there you go. It's not scratch, thank God. Anyway, here we are. Another. We got another one. We got another one for you from the attic. Third one of the week, man. I don't know. I like the day show. I like the day show. I want to put a little bit more effort into the day show. Not that I don't put effort into it, but um, I like doing the day show. I'm not like half tired. Although it's a podcast, you see the night show is a fucking ball too. I mean, that's just as fun. As a matter of fact, we did one last night. We did a fight night with Ali Frazier. We had Mickey Ward and Arturo Gotti fight on there, and then the highlights, and then we tasted a little bit of that Diaz Jake Paul fight, which was interesting because it goes to show you, like I was saying to Kevin, who was on there with us watching the fights, it shows how hard boxing truly is. Why it's so special. You can't just get in there, because you're an MMA fighter or you can do a little karate or you're just a street brawler, that you're going to be able to walk into a ring and be able to, not only just like look like you know what you're doing, be comfortable and throwing punches that mean something. Um, the Diaz fight, the guy Diaz was just like kind of like smacking it was like pitter patter. It was like, but it was like not even closed gloves almost. It seemed weird. He's very awkward. I mean, hey man, listen, dude, make your fucking money. Don't. I just have an opinion, but good for him. He made his money. They both made their money. Apparently they're gonna fight again in MMA though. So I mean, we all know how that's gonna go. Diaz will take him in MMA like without any problems. But that kid Jake Paul's he's no slouch. I gained a little respect for him. He's no slouch. Um, but Diaz was awkward. He got hit in the temple. He took a temple shot and he went down. Um, but you could just see, boxing and MMA and things like that. Apples and oranges, man. Apples and oranges. So today, man, we're just hanging. Today, it's Friday. Um, I wanted to get in. God damn, I can't hear. I wanted to get in, get a show in. I mean, Jesus Christ, I just heard about the Maui fire yesterday, in Hawaii. I mean, that's crazy. It's causing all kinds of problems, man. Uh, we spoke on the teen looting. I have something queued up for the teen looting that we were talking on a couple days ago. Um, I think this one is in Chicago, I believe, but it's it, it's just it's unbelievable. I don't even know how to put into words between that, between what we're going to talk about on the teen looting and then the fires. And there's another one where a mother and I think it's her son are in a car, and a crowd of kids just came up on it. I seen the video a while ago, and then Dags shot it to me last week. But just a bunch of wild kids just stop the car, jump on the car, and beat the hell out of the car for no reason. No reason at all. I mean, listen, were they doing donuts with their cars first and the lady maybe kind of drove in there to say something? I don't know. It's just recorded from her getting stopped and then she actually got out of the car, which I commend her for, but she was like, kind of like, cool it, cool it. What are you guys doing? It's a car. Why are you beating up a car basically? And they were just beating the hell out of it. They were knocking the shit out of his car, man. It just major damage. But it was sad to see, man. You know, I mean, when we were kids, we did not do that, and it's fucking. Oh my god, I'm so tired of talking about these fucking kids today. But it is. It's these kids today. It's just every day. It's on the news. It's all about wild and crazy shit. What the people are doing. Kids, adults. You got the Gilgo Beach murder. You got the kidnapper in Oregon. Where the girl escaped that we spoke on. I mean, all kinds of fucking. It's just it makes you think, man. Is it social media that's doing this? You know, like with this looting thing. I mean, there was a shitload of kids, and I'm sure somebody just dropped a dime. Threw out a text, maybe even a multimedia text. Boom. We're at 7-Eleven, but we're gonna hit this up. I'm sure social media has something to do with it, but I don't know if it's all social media, man. I mean, wouldn't you think they'd be able to do that with a goddamn payphone? Maybe not as quick, but you know, drop a dime in a payphone back in the day. It could have been done. It could have been done, but it wasn't done. That's the point. That's the point. So I don't know, man. Like I said, I don't know if these people that are causing these problems, like that streamer that I touched on, last week, that caused that riot in New York. I don't know if it's a power trip, you know, to have that many people follow you and do what you say to do, basically. I mean, he said, come here at such and such time, and they went there, you know. That's power. It's a power trip, and these people are young, these kids are young, and they get a sense of that power, man. And, of course, they're going to abuse it, you know. Who's to say anybody else wouldn't at that age if they were young guys, and they get this power, just let's just say, uh, take advantage of it, you know, good or bad, because they're not thinking like that. They're just thinking of the moment, they're not thinking, the repercussions and things like that. But, this last one, um, the one in Chicago, horrible. They started arresting the kids. They finally had to start arresting them, So, hey, that's what you get, man. You know what I mean? You only get slapped on the hand once or twice, and that's it. And after that, it's put your big boy pants on, man. It's time to pay. You know, you want to play, you got to pay. That whole deal. That saying's been around forever. You know, nothing's free. And let me tell you something. Karma is real. Like John Lennon said, instant karma's gonna get you, son of a bitch. It always does. So you might get away with it now today, but I'm gonna tell you something from personal experience, man. That karma will bite you in the ass. Right? It may take a long freaking time, but it'll catch up to you. It always does. You're never free from the past. You know, Uh, that's a whole different deal. You know, Uh, I don't know, but I'll tell you what. You know what's fucking creepy? Since we're talking about this, let me just throw this on. This is AI right here, guys. You heard me. You heard the Hank Williams do the NWA song Straight Outta Compton. I mean, it was freaking hilarious. I forgot what episode it was, but let me just show you something. This AI robot. Now, this is what's scary since we're talking about this stuff. Okay, this is nuts, man. This is absolutely insane. Here's a clip right here, guys. Hold on. Uh, It's crazy.
What would be the most nightmare scenario you can imagine with AI and robotics that might present
You
dangers
know
to
what?
people?
The
Wait.
most nightmare scenario I can imagine with AI and robotics is a world where robots have become so powerful that they are able to control or manipulate humans without their knowledge. This could lead to an oppressive society where the rights of individuals are no longer respected.
I mean, this. Look at this again. Look at this.
What would be the most nightmare scenario you can imagine with AI and robotics that might present a danger to people?
Look at this thing.
The most nightmare scenario I can imagine with AI and robotics is a world where robots have become so powerful that they are able to control or manipulate humans without their knowledge. This could lead to an oppressive society where the rights of individuals are no longer respected.
See, now that's some scary shit. I mean, look at the skin. Well, I mean, look at how it's just like a
What would
human.
be the
I mean, that is unbelievable. I mean, that is absolutely crazy. You know, just I figured I had to throw that out there because we're talking about the power of social media. But I mean, this is stuff that they're probably working on 20 years ago. You know, I mean, they just would. I think they said they just admitted not too long ago that there was. I don't know if this was even right, but yes, there are. Unidentified objects, UFOs, blah blah blah. They finally came out with that and saying, yeah, well, of course they're going to finally come out and say it now. I mean, with with everybody and all the whistleblowers, people are getting tired of the lie. All the whistleblowers coming out and social media and being able to spin that shit around and just spread it and get the word out. It happens like that overnight, man. It's crazy. So I wonder if I'm sure they felt the pressure. And again, it's power. These whistleblowers that are doing the UFO deal and this and that. Even as much as I wouldn't even say Bob Lazar. I mean, he's a totally legit guy. I don't know if anybody knows, but uh, Bob Lazar, Area 51, Flying Saucers documentary was phenomenal. Not to get off topic, but even he's a whistleblower. But he put it in a good way. He said he was tired of the scientific community getting chinsed out of all this technology. It wasn't about the people. He was more upset about the scientists that work in this field. You know, being lied to. You know what I mean? Which is true. It's a huge injustice. So, but there's no hiding from it because of social media. You know, but these robots, man. There is already talk about these goddamn things being on airplanes. I don't know how true it is, but there was clips on people freaking out, and they had the behavior analysts, look at the video. Of course, somebody's got the goddamn phone recording the girl, and the analyst says it's all legit, seems legit, like she's truly scared about something, frightened. So who knows, man? I wouldn't put it past this goddamn country. I'll tell you what. You could put a robot in a goddamn airplane, have him sit there, fucking, drink JD all day. You wouldn't even goddamn know it, you know. And it could probably just be taking data. You know what I mean? On interaction, social interaction. Who knows? You don't fucking know. It's crazy, man. I mean, you don't know. You don't know what the hell's going on. That's what I'm saying, man. The social media and the power, it's stupidity. It's just nothing but problems, man. Nothing but problems. So let's go to this looting stuff, man. Let's get a little bit of looting action going on. You know what I mean? It's always fun to see some freaking looting, you know? As long as it ain't, affecting my ass. Sad to say, but it's true. Nah, you don't really want to see this type of shit. But this is what's going on. This is what's going on. Um, I got it. And listen, man, I'm not saying it doesn't happen in the sticks because I'm sure it does, but it's always like in urban areas, you know. And I know this shit happens in the sticks too. Trust me. You get some, you know. It's just something I noticed. Like if you take notice, it's this, and then at the car thing, like it's like it's a city area. It's it's you're not talking in the middle of fucking suburbs, in goddamn back roads of Ohio or some shit next to the fucking Amish. You know what I mean? So
I'm Tia Ewing. The Chicago Police Department is using new tactics to fight the teen trends that have been taking place all across the city. Now they're making arrests and making sure that those teens are charged. 40 people were arrested last night, most of them juveniles, some as young as 12 years old, hit with reckless misconduct
Well,
charges. A 15-year-old was arrested for having a gun with a laser and a silencer on it, and a 17-year-old was arrested for having a machine gun. This 7-Eleven behind me was looted, turned completely upside down. And you're looking at that video showing the teens taking items from inside the 7-Eleven and throwing it around the parking lot. An estimated 300 to 400 teens showed up for this teen trend in the South Loop. There were fights and then there was looting. This all started after 8 at Canal and Roosevelt, and then the teens started spreading out, traveling here just a few blocks to the 7-Eleven. Inside, store employees didn't want to say much, but it's very clear some of their shelves are bare. CPD says they are using
wow.
new tactics, including using community groups on the ground during the trends to try to get the kids to go home. The founder of Project Hood, he told me he was here.
Jesus
Young people have
Christ.
to learn when you break laws, there are consequences. And I think sometimes we're a little too easy on individuals who consistently, continuously break the laws and think that it's okay. It's not okay to break laws. It's not okay to steal from stores. It's not okay to stop traffic and stand on cars. None of that is okay. That is not
See
behavior
that?
that we should tolerate. But at the same time, I only wish that more of us who love the city of Chicago would find things for these young people to do.
Mm.
Now, interim police superintendent Fred Waller says that the teens just simply went way too far, and he says that he hopes these arrests sends a message to the teens and also their families. Live in the South Loop tonight, Tia Ewing, Fox 32 Chicago.
See, now there's something that I'm not into, like right there, what
Warning
he
to our
just said.
audience.
I mean, everything else, he was on, for the most part, totally agree. But so there's something that, Chicago has to find something for them to do. Well, why is it the city's problem? Where's the parents? You know? I mean, yeah, and I'm sure there's YMCA and there's youth homes and places where these kids can go to play and shit like that or hang out. But the fucking problem is they all got pieces on them because they're in a gang, ridden area, drug infested gangs. And frankly, these kids can't walk around without having a fucking piece on them, or else they're gonna die. You know, when you go to these places, 9 times out of 10 there's security or even metal detectors. I know in Patterson there was. I know there was one in the shelter that I was staying in for a while. A fucking metal detector in there, that you went through. That was donated by one of the courthouses. They upgraded and they put it in the by the desk in the entrance hallway of this shelter called the Good Shepherd Mission in Patterson, New Jersey, right by Rosa Parks Boulevard on Martin Luther King Boulevard, right at that T, um, next to a church where Pastor Thornton, which is my last name, I used to listen to him every Sunday because it was coffee and donuts. And goddamn, I was, hungry sleeping on that goddamn park bench in Lou Costello Park, boy. But the shelter would feed you, but it was all stale food, 3-day-old bread, a week old cake, but whatever, man. It is what it is. Um, but yeah, I mean, I just don't get it. I don't get the loot. And then if you see these kids, man, I mean, in the beginning, 17-year-old kid had a machine gun. 12-year-old had a piece with a goddamn laser and a silencer on it. I mean, my man was hooked up. He was hooked up, and that's my point. These kids can't walk. I mean, machine gun is fucking that's like out of bounds, man. You can't be walking around with a freaking machine gun. But these kids gotta walk around with a goddamn piece on them, or they're gonna get hit. You know, these guys that when they touch you, it's not with a fist. They're touching you from a distance with a gun, man. and it's absurd, but that's just reality. That's just reality of the situation, you know. So it's hard, all I can say is a lot of this stuff can be controlled in the home, but not everybody comes from a good home where they have good parenting, and a good home doesn't necessarily it by any means mean a financially secure home or good. No, fuck that. You know, I would take a good loving home that has structure and love in it, communication, all that good shit. I would take, having that and living tight than having everything I needed and living with some just, some tough guy bullshit. You know what I mean? So, but that's what it's one end or the other. They either don't have it, right? Or they have too much of it and they're fucking spoiled little shits, you know? So the parents aren't there. They're either not there because they don't give two shits either, or they're there too much and they spoil the shit out of these kids and whatever they ask for, they get, you know. So and they're not afraid. There's no consequences as far as the parenting end, which if I'll tell you what, it it held me from getting in trouble for a long fucking time. The fear of my father's hand. I'll tell you what, and that's what these kids don't have today because the parents don't. It's different times. They're not hands on like they used to be. So I don't know. Um, but this is like I said. I'm glad with that. That guy said. Uh, you know, they're stopping cars in the middle of a section and just, dragging people out of the car, doing what they want to do. But I have a clip of that as well. This is a lady. The lady gets out of the car though on her own volition, which is freaking crazy. I would have just ran them over. Fuck it, they're in my way. They're threatening my life. I run you over. That's all. No big deal, right? What's the big deal about that? They'll get out of the way. They'll get out of the way. Let me make my head smaller. And you guys can see. Jump on the lady's car. Look at her. She's like, whoa, chill out. Guy on the left. What a fucking, oh my God. You got the kid in there. I don't know if it's her husband or what. Son? I don't know. Looking, kicking the shit out of the car. Doing the car dirty, bro. I think this one kid just stuck to the top of it. Yeah, the one kid was like, hey, go, you know? Yeah, why you go? Exactly. That's crazy. But you see that shit, man? I mean, that is unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Crazy shit. Fucking kids there, just out. They're out of their heads, man. What is it? Boredom? Can't be boredom. I mean, what the hell? They got everything at their fingertips. See how it is? These kids, they got everything, and they're fucking still bored. Unreal, unreal. All right, last hit. I want to know about this Maui deal. After this, I'm done. Bam, done. Good. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you are not already. Come on, man. I got 2 new ones, and I appreciate it. Trust me. Muchas gracias. I appreciate the love. I really do. 2 new ones as of yesterday. So we're at the big 7-0, man, as the last time I checked. So I'm glad. I hope everybody caught the well see, oh, that's another problem. Last night's show, some people got it, some people didn't. When I get done with this, I gotta look into that. We had the fight night, like I said. But I appreciate the eyes on the attic as well on my day show. I truly do. It's all on the same channel, so each channel helps each other. Um, all right. Let's see what's up with this Maui deal, and then we'll be done. But this covers it's a couple minutes, 3-4 minute long. This covers like what actually caused the devastation of the Maui fires. If you could dig. Okay, let's see what we got. Here we go, guys.
Wildfires scorching Hawaii's Maui and Big Islands have killed dozens of people, left behind smoldering ruins, and forced thousands of residents and tourists to flee. On Friday, the state's governor called it the worst natural disaster to ever hit Hawaii.
Jesus.
But how did these fires become so devastating? The cause of the blazes was still not clear days after they began. The fires have hit large parts of Lahaina, a beach resort city of about 13,000 people on northwestern Maui, especially hard. It sits in the relative middle of the 8 main islands that make up Hawaii's archipelago. What experts do know is that conditions were ripe for wildfires there before they sparked off on Tuesday.
Maui was in a D1, D2 severe drought for the season, and the risk for large fire potential was higher there than it was in California.
That's San Jose State University meteorology professor Craig Clements. The National Weather Service had also issued warnings for the Hawaiian Islands for high winds and dry weather. Add to that the unusually high temperatures this summer, in part due to climate change, in part due to the El Nino warming event.
El Nino!
These conditions all lined up with kind of a classic fire weather situation. It just so happened that there was ignition during the high wind event, allowing a very fast spreading fire to burn into the community towards the coast.
U.S. weather officials say winds from Hurricane Dora have fanned the flames across the U.S. state, coming from hundreds of miles southwest of the Hawaiian Islands in the Pacific Ocean. Separately, a low-pressure system to the west near Japan has also contributed to sustained high winds.
Wow.
These all become a serious problem when they reach Maui's very steep mountain range.
The winds were coming from the northeast, and they were very strong winds. They were descending, going up and over the mountain range and descending what we call the lee side. And when that happens, you get acceleration near the surface. And so you get actually faster winds on the downslope side or the lee side of a mountain range.
Dry vegetation is also a contributing factor. Here's Oregon State University professor Erica Fleischman.
Look at that
She's
tree.
also the director of the Oregon Climate Change Research Institute.
You can think of it as plants being thirstier. So plants use more water when the air temperature is higher. So the water that is present tends to disappear more rapidly.
Fueling that problem, the spread of flammable non-native grasses brought in from around the world in areas of former farmland and forest. That's created large amounts of small, easily ignited materials that increase the risk and severity of fire. But what about the next big fire? Hawaiian officials say it will take several years and billions of dollars to rebuild the damage wrought by these fires. But scientists say human-caused climate change, driven by fossil fuel use, is increasing the frequency and intensity of such extreme weather events. Fleischman, the Oregon State professor, says there are ways to limit the risks to homes and buildings, though it's not always easy or cheap.
So many structures ignite because sparks moving far in front of the fire front get into the ventilation system of the building. And there are ways to construct buildings so that the ventilation systems, it's less easy for the ventilation systems to take up sparks. You can have fire resistant roofs. You can be doing different things with decks, with materials next to structures. So, I mean, there are possibilities for saying a wildfire is likely to happen in the future, but perhaps buildings don't burn down. Perhaps people can protect themselves better from smoke or have better alert networks, evacuation networks. I mean, all kinds of systems to say if we accept as a society that these events will happen again, how can we best protect ourselves and the things we care about from those events?
Nice.
Attention retirees, if you're
not bad. So, geez. So they still don't know exactly what caused the fire. It's pretty interesting. But Jesus Christ, isn't it crazy, man? How like a freaking wind from anywhere, like Japan, like they were saying, part of Japan, come down and just accelerate that shit. It's like pouring gasoline on a fire when you got air like that, man. I mean, goddamn, crazy shit. You know. And there's just another good example, right? You got people in Maui freaking going through it right now, like for real, going through it. Uh, and then you got these little shits fucking, looting stores because they're just bored or they feel like it or they got, they want to test to see how many followers they can get to cause some shit, you know? Bring a machine gun with a fucking pistol with a goddamn laser and a silencer. They were ready to rock and roll if they had to, man. But the the bitch of it was you see him just throwing the food up in the goddamn air. At least eat the shit, stealing it, or give it to some homeless cat, you know? But that's it, man. I'm gonna get going. Appreciate the views. Like, comment, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Um, there you go, man. So you got some teen looting, some rootin' tootin' looting, some Maui fire action, a couple other words, a couple other tales, and yeah, man. I think we're gonna hit it. So thank you guys. I thank you. And hopefully you guys got the fight night last night. Like I said, some people got it, some people didn't. I don't know what happened. But it was good. It was good. So I'm gonna go check and see what happened with that. And all right, thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it.